So another of the foundation issues that we discovered when we were float loading Rocco the other day was that he has a bit of a personal space issue, and he just wants to get in close and be with you, and he wants to kind of stand over you. And if you go back to the video, you'll actually see there was a couple of instances where he was quite happy to nearly knock my hat off to basically get out of the float. And if any of you know me, knocking my hat off is never a good thing. So you know that's a bit of that is a personal space issue. Okay, there's a couple of moments in the video where he got a little escalated emotionally and he was a little stressed, and so even now you can see while I'm talking and not focusing on him, he has literally started to creep into my space. And you know, at the end of the day, God love you, he is a 500 kilo horse. He, he can be a dangerous animal. Like, I'm not saying he is, but if something scares him, I would like to know, and if you're watching the float loading, you'll see at this stage it's not, but I would like to know that if something goes wrong, his first inclination is not to come over me. Okay, I want to know that my horses will always find a way to be somewhere other than on top of me. And even if you go right back to the intro of that video, as soon as I was holding him, you could see straight away it's an issue with him. So if I step him back like that and keep talking, and of course, you know, he will come back. Okay, he's a bit like a piece of elastic. Okay, you stretch the elastic out, and as soon as it gets tight, the elastic retracts. Okay, that's what he's like. He just has to keep creeping back in to be here. Okay, and I would like for him to not do that. And one of the reasons is in relation to the float loading is that if he is happy to be out of my space, he's not going to try and do that turn around and come back over out of the float over me, okay, which we saw a little of the other day. Now, when it comes to teaching personal space, what a lot of people do is like they go back Rocco, and then they stand here like this, and of course Rocco steps forward, and they go back Rocco, and then they stand here like this, and Rocco steps forward. You know, we can do this all day, okay, but that's not teaching Rocco anything, because all he's doing is going, oh, okay, you're just, you know, pulling on my halter. So, you can see, if I move him straight away, he's in front of me. So I'm going to get a little stronger with Rocco, and I'm actually going to let him know that I will back up my actions. I will actually, you know, make it fairly clear to him that he's not to step into my space, and I'm going to use my stick. Now I'm going to walk him off, because every time I walk him off, I know this is what he does, okay? Now he thinks he's doing okay. So now if I ask him there now, back, 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 back. Now, you can see my stick is aimed at his feet, okay? I don't want to hurt him, okay? It's not about hurting him. If I aim at his hoof capsule, okay, it's the noise that will make him move more than anything else. So, if he comes in here, and what's really interesting with Rocco is we've not done this before, and you can already see he's got the lesson. He's already going, I'm not stepping back near her because she is going to tap me with that stick, okay? So, I don't want to ruin it by actually dragging him forward, because that defeats the whole purpose. You know, we might be here to do a video, but I still have to be respectful of Rocco and what he, you know, what he knows. So if I go for a walk, this is when he tends to get in my space, okay? Already it's better. Now I'm just going to ask him to step back. Okay, there. Okay, now I'm going to do nothing. I'm actually going to dare him right now to walk into my space. Now, if you want to practice this at home with your horses, your body language becomes really important. Like you guys can see, I'm looking down, okay? I've got shoulders are slumped. Everything about me is focused into like a ball, okay? I'm like a kidnap curled up when he thinks something's going to eat him, okay? I'm curled into a ball. Because if I stand here and stare at Rocco, my body language will be telling him to get out of my space. Right now, I'm completely unfocused on him. Here is his chance to step forward. And as you can see, he's being a perfect student and he's not moving a foot. But you know what? That's awesome. Have a look at him out of interest. Have a look at his body. Have a look at his face. If you watch that video from the other day, you'll see where the head was up, the eyes were open. You know, there was a heap of stuff going on where he was not defiant, but he was challenging, okay, and he was a little stressed about stuff. Now I didn't ask for that, okay, but look at him now, okay. Even when I make him step back, his head comes up, but there's no alarm or concern in his eyes, okay. He's quite happy about everything. Now, what you might have noticed just then is Rocco took one step forward, so I made him take about 3 steps backwards. The idea is for every step he takes toward me that he's not asked to take, you want to take him back away from you further, okay? Because what that does is it reinforces that if you step into my space, I'm going to push you further back, okay? Now, even though I moved, I didn't actually ask him to do anything, okay? My intention wasn't on him. So there we go. 1 step forward, 3 steps backwards, okay? Now, here's my lick and my chew, okay? Already, this is 1,000% better than 2 weeks ago, okay? So I'm thrilled with that. I'm really happy. He's listening. He's not being at all concerned about it. He doesn't look particularly thrilled about the concept because he thinks, he says, who's this crazy person who's making me do all this other stuff? But that's awesome. That's really all we can ask for. And what we do moving forward with this is work on this repeatedly and work on it in different situations, like and just keep building and building that foundation until he thinks nothing of standing wherever he's put for as long as he's put there.